You help a lot of volleyball players, not only with the technical side of volleyball, but with everything else to give them the confidence to help them to play at, the next level, right? And if you think about your journey, how you said you were, not recruited as highly as other people, being a little bit undersized, or having to, just having to have that grit to keep working hard, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you took from your experiences that really helped you in coaching? Or is there anything from you as a volleyball player? How has some of that, being undersized and things, how has that made you having to be either, higher volleyball IQ or having to play smarter? Like what was your biggest strength, I guess, as a volleyball player?
I think it just goes back to that theme again of these Hawaii players where the undersized and just learning how to survive out there with what you got. I think you just nailed it with that high volleyball IQ. These Hawaii volleyball players have such high volleyball IQ that's going to make up for their undersized and being challenged playing against these big boys that they got to go up against. That volleyball IQ is pretty amazing. I mean, you look at Taylor Crabb right now. My cousin Taylor, he's my height. He's 5'11". He's one of the best players in the world right now, and just undersized, but just watch how smooth he is. He just moves that ball around, and he knows what to do at the right time and when to do it. I think it just carries over. That undersized part is just so big as far as having to make those adjustments and evolve as a player.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that something, and we'll go into kind of your philosophy, because you do coach a lot of players. Some of them are experienced beach volleyball players, but some of them are just getting into it for the first time, right?
Yeah.
So what's kind of your philosophy or approach to work with these players, and how do you get them to be, not exactly, you're not going to replicate another beach volleyball player, but how do you get them to fit into that mode that you're really smart on the court, you really have the skills to compete? Is there anything about your philosophy or what you focus on that brings that out of them?
Well, I think just the model I use itself, small group setting, lots of attention, I think really helps them become better players and get that high volleyball IQ. When I call it a private lesson, whether it's one person or two people or three people or four people. It's a private group lesson or a private one-on-one lesson. And in that small group setting, I'm able to really get specific and break it all down for them. And that's where I think they become that better player. There's a lot of programs where you show up and you have a court that's designated for 4 people, 2-on-2, but you have 10 people in the group. So you have 6 people waiting their turn. If that workout's an hour long, half the time you're waiting on the side if you're doing the true 2-on-2 format that you're supposed to play on the beach. So I think my model that I use, I'll take a group bigger than 4, but the 4-person setting is, I think, the best format, and I can really get in there and talk to them about all those things that they need to do to improve. Different model, different approach than from what a lot of these clubs and these programs are doing. To be honest, I'd rather coach a small group setting anyway. It's more intimate. You can get in there and, like I said, give them those real fine-tuned tips in order to bring that volleyball IQ up.
Yes.
Lots of attention to detail.